32 WLKY, your official 1989 Kentucky Derby station. Live, 32 WLKY presents Countdown to Derby, the great steamboat race. Countdown to Derby is brought to you in part by your sizzling 6 Louisville independent Zenith dealers. Zenith, the best there is. By Earl Books Carriage Ford, best by a country mile across from Green Tree Mall in Clarksville. And by Liberty National Bank. There are banks, and there is liberty. And now, live, it's Countdown to Derby.
The 27th renewal of the Great Steamboat Race is about to get underway. Thousands of people have lined the river on both sides to catch a glimpse of the 2 huge sternwheelers as they steam up and down the river in their classic rivalry for the Gilded Antlers. But those of you watching Channel 32 have the best view of all. Good evening. I'm Liz Everman.
And I'm Fred Cowgill. Welcome to our live coverage of the Great Steamboat Race.
We have this classic competition covered from every angle, but the man with the best seat in the house is our own pilot reporter, Reed Yaden in Skycam. Hi, Reed.
Hi there. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Fred, and good afternoon, Liz. I'm about 1,000 feet above what will be the Great Steamboat Race. As you said, Liz, the 27th annual renewal. You know, there's one thing that has been consistent in this race, and that is it gets started late every year. Now, the Bell of Louisville has just begun to pull out from the dock, the wharf, and we'll give you a look at that now. As the boats begin to take to the river, the Bell is first away from the 4th Street Wharf to begin to take her place in the middle of the river. The Delta Queen is throwing out some smoke, getting up some steam, but hasn't really started to move away from the dock yet. The river current is going to be a factor this year. Can the Bell make it 3 in a row? We shall see. The river current is 2 to 4 miles an hour right now. It's about 4 miles an hour up here near the bridges closer to the dam. It will be a battle of brute strength. 5 times the horsepower. That's what the Delta Queen has over the Bell of Louisville. The Bell is at a distinct disadvantage. With that brute strength, the Queen will be able to overpower the much stronger river current than what we had a year ago. 3/4 of a mile a year ago, 2 to 4 miles an hour this year. And the turn, well, that's going to be different this year. We have been used to seeing the Bell of Louisville be assisted by the Miss Ida. Well, this year you'll also see the Delta Queen being assisted. She will be turned by one of the McBride fleet, the Sharon M. So the turn will be definitely much more exciting and a lot different than what we have seen in the past. So that kind of sets the stage for the Great Steamboat Race. The Zachary Taylor right on time as usual. The Sea Scout boat is the platform from which the firing cannon will be fired to start the race. The Zach is in the middle of the river there, waiting to go. The Bell of Louisville is taking her spot, and the Delta Queen has not yet begun to move. Now, these boats will not be able to make a standing start. They will not be at a dead stop at the starting line simply because of the river current. They can't risk taking the power off the boats and having them to be swept with the current. So we're going to watch the start very, very closely. That will be one of the crucial events of this race, particularly where the Bell of Louisville is concerned. Now, the official starting line is the Clark Memorial Bridge. They cross under the Clark Bridge. That starts the clock. They race up to 6 Mile Island, turn around, and come home. Now, for those of you not familiar with the river, the race towards 6 Mile Island, they'll be running against the strong current. Coming home, it'll be much faster. They'll have a tail wind, as we'd say in the air, but on the river, I guess they'll have a tail current. The Bell of Louisville will take the Indiana shoreline. The current is a little swifter there, but it's a shorter route. The Delta Queen will be on the Kentucky shoreline. So, Liz and Fred, that kind of sets it up as we get ready to begin the Great Steamboat Race for the 27th time. The big question is, how much of a factor will the current be? I think it'll be a major factor. And can the Bell of Louisville make it 3 in a row? I'll give you my opinion on that one a little bit later. Back to you for the moment.
So, Reed, the big question is, how the heck did you get that particular seat in the house here? I mean, we're all standing in line waiting for this choice assignment here.
Well, it's kind of like the Kentucky lottery, you know, Fred. It's the luck of the draw.
You learn to pilot a helicopter, and then you can be up there, right?
Yeah, well, I'm a little ways from that.
I tell you, I know. Well, you know, he does have a great seat, but when you're from Louisville, the best place to be is on the Bell of Louisville, and that's where we find Steve Bergen and Vicki Dorch. Hi, guys.
Hi, Liz, and hi, Fred. And, of course, this year we're looking to make it 3 in a row, and unlike last year, I feel some heat of the sunlight
This is great.
beaming down on us.
I hear a few people talking about how cool it is now that we've started moving. They obviously were not here last year. We had rain. My toes were frozen.
Very
it was
windy.
Cold.
But this year we're looking for a warm race and, of course, a warm victory for the Bell of Louisville as we head out toward the center of the Ohio River, as Reed was mentioning. Out there's the Claire Beatty and the Zachary Taylor 2, where the shot will be fired starting this race, and the Gale Ann. The Gale Ann and the Claire Beatty will be safety for the Belle of Louisville, the Delta Queen race this year. And we're looking forward to a very clean race. If the Delta Queen has any tricks up its sleeve.
Sure. We have lots of people on board this time, too, to cheer us on. They're all coming out on the deck, and we're going to make this a good race.
We have 500 people. The tickets, $500 a piece.
Right. We're kind of important, I guess, to get a...
Well, somebody is. I don't know about yours truly and Vicki Dorch, but there's no food and drink around us, at least not yet.
That's right. And it's a nice sight to see the fountain this year, too. This is great.
Yes, the fountain, they got it working last night for the fireworks, and now it's on a regular schedule until, I think, 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. They still have to do some minor repairs in the morning to get it back on the regular schedule. And we're looking forward to that. But right now, it is shooting straight up.
We're looking forward to a great race, and we hope the Delta Queen stays back there. We can't see her now, right?
No, the Delta Queen, as a matter of fact, I'm looking over the crowd here, has not moved away from the dock, and we are getting very close to the bridge and the start of this race. The starting point being the Clark Bridge, the 2nd Street Bridge here in Louisville.
We're going to head down the Indiana side as usual.
We're going to zip down the Indiana side as usual. We do have, as Reed mentioned, some strong current on this side of the river, the Indiana side of the river, at the start of the race, a current of about 4 miles per hour, and that's because, you know, we're right above the dam, and we have to keep moving because we don't want to get caught in that current, get sideways in this Ohio River.
That's right. The river's moving swiftly today. Lots of debris in it, too. Kind of muddy.
What do you say we go back to Liz and Fred?
Thank you very much, and we're looking forward to an exciting report from those two.
And now let's go back upstairs to the helicopter and Reed Yaden for a quick update of where all the boats stand. Reed, take it away.
Okay, thank you, Fred. We'll start your flying lessons tomorrow morning, by the way, at about 7 a.m. Everything stands ready except for the Delta Queen. The 2 security boats that Steve mentioned, as you can see, they're in place right up at the Clark Bridge, ready to roll. The Belle of Louisville is fast moving into place. You see her, and the Delta Queen hasn't really started to move appreciably from the wharf area yet. So if aggressiveness counts for anything at this particular point, you'd give a few points to the Belle of Louisville. But nothing really counts until the blast from the Zachary Taylor and they head under the Clark Bridge, heading up toward 6 Mile Island. So that's it for the moment. Status quo, Bell ready. We're waiting on the Delta Queen. Now let's go back to Fred and Liz.
All right, Reed, thanks very much. Interesting developments as this race tries to get underway. Of course, the Belle of Louisville, the one we're all looking for possibly for a 3rd straight here.
Yes, and this is reminiscent of last year, exactly what happened last year. The Delta Queen was a little slow moving away from the wharf. And now let's go to John Bowe at the wharf to find out what the holdup is. Hi, John.
Hi, Liz and Fred. How are you doing?
Good.
I've got a great assignment. I'm in the perfect spot here. I'm on the patio between the islands and Splash. It is the perfect place to see the race because you get to see the start and the finish, and in between, you get to sip things like mint juleps. They've got mint juleps. They're making the world's largest mint julep inside, 80 gallons this year in a fish tank. You just dip them and drink them. That's what they're going to do. Let's take a look at the boats right now. The Belle of Louisville, as Reed said, entered first. It was over on the Indiana side. The Delta Queen is just inching away right now. That's important because this is a running start. We are literally at the starting line, less than 100 yards away from the Clark Bridge, where they'll be starting. The water is really rushing by right now, debris coming by. As Reed touched on, there were concerns earlier this week about Wednesday. The captain of the Belle met with the Coast Guard to talk about maybe postponing this race because of the water level. They decided not to postpone it because the water crested last night about 7 o'clock. Right now, the Delta Queen is still taking it slow. Zachary Taylor's waiting right out here about 300 yards away from the Belle. As we can see, the Delta Queen is just starting to inch away. Liz and Fred, I'm surrounded by people in bright clothing. All the bright derby colors are busted out. We've got the mini skirts. Of course, we won't show you those. I'm surrounded by businessmen with beepers. That's always a great sight, Derby Week. They sneak away from the office, and the beeper goes off, and they've got to sneak back. But right now, no beepers are going off. We're all set for the start. And Liz and Fred, we'll go right back to you.
Thank you very much. We're just waiting for that Delta Queen to pull away. Thanks, John.
Is anybody working or what? What is this stuff here?
No, this is a fun time. This is when we're all playing. And, you know,